in, I think, 4 hours, maybe? Yeah, 4 hours and a half, we are actually going to have the announcement for Path of Exile 2. We've been waiting this thing for years, and I have here Silver, which had volunteered himself to create and craft this bingo chart. So
yeah, so I was going to do a bingo. I was preparing to do a bingo tonight as well, and then Mako, obviously you dropped me a message, and I thought, well, let's do it together. Let's see, yeah, because coming up with a whole bingo is pretty tricky, and it's like we were talking about just a minute ago. You don't know how far to push it, right? Because there's going to be the unexpected things, like you said. Ziggy D had said, oh, we're going to be eating well, right? So there's going to be the unexpected things and the expected things. And I think we've got to walk a fine line with this bingo card of not going too crazy, but you don't want to go too obvious either, right? So
a little crazy should be just fine.
All right, I've got a few little crazy, but in honor, it's I'm your guest, so you start first, mate. Lead the way, and then
okay. So what about if we start with the obvious ones, okay? We just go ahead and just say, okay, we are going to probably see endgame. Some sort of endgame is going to happen. So I will just say endgame and leave it like that, because I think what we are missing right now is at least one, like, how do I say this? Like a fast boy, like someone playing the end game with a cranked up build, going super fast. I think we might be able to see something like that.
Okay. So end game zoom footage, is that what you're saying? You think it's going to be? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We can actually call it like end game, let's say mechanics / fast gameplay.
Okay. Yeah, mechanics and speed. Okay. I think on the end game theme, I think that there is going to be 2 end game verticals that they're going to show. They might not be available at the start of early access, but I think there's going to be 2 ways to play end game.
Do you think that Delve is one of those?
I think that would be a really good bet, but it might not even be that. It might be something like a boss gauntlet where you can just like focus on bossing, and maybe a more like mob kind of like area focused thing. I don't know what it'll be, but I think they're going to surprise us with something as well as the mapping system we're used to, like map crafting, etc., as well as something else.
100%. And on that topic of crafts, okay, we don't know nothing about actually like the bench crafts or actually crafting in the game outside of orbs. So maybe we're gonna see something about bench crafting or crafting mods. Do you think that's possible?
Here, man, you got to be more specific. You can't just put crafting. we need, like, it's not a bingo card unless we nail the thing, right? I think we're gonna see the crafting bench shown to us. Yeah, the new crafting bench, I think, is a good shout. Yeah.
Do you actually think that we're gonna get like I don't know, shaper mods, that kind of stuff, or I don't know, Elrion mods from Betrayal?
No, they won't be called anything like that, I don't think. I think we'll just get a core base mod pool that they can build on over many years with new systems. Yeah, they won't have any.
We are just starting here, and we're gonna build on top with several leagues.
Yeah, they might bring back the influence system, but I wouldn't bet on that. That wouldn't go on my bingo card for sure.
Do you miss having to do like search and hunt the Elder influence and the Shaper influence on the map?
I think it would be something cool. I think with the influence base types, like even like with the Conquerors and like the Elder Shaper, the Eldritch base types and stuff, I think all that stuff was really cool. They obviously got really bloated, so I think eventually they'll bring something back. But yeah, okay. Is there anything else on crafting that you think? So, okay, I think there's going to be a dedicated, like a new map crafting showcase. Like, I think there's going to be a whole new system of how you craft maps that might be kind of influenced by like All Flames and Necropolis or something, which is more than just random mods.
That would actually imply that we are getting maps, right? That's been confirmed?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think we'll have like some sort of zone control, like some sort of content control that we can craft. That, you know, that's the core of PoE. So I don't think that will go away. It's just, I don't think we're going to be using the, this is maybe one. I don't think we'll have the map device.
Okay.
Yeah.
No map device.
No map device, yeah.
So you think that maybe they will integrate it into the area, or maybe just a interface? I don't think that they will do like an interface to like join a zone.
No.
That seems like very not
I think it will
PoE.
be a map. I think we'll have like Try talked about this and he convinced me, and it was something I'd kind of thought might be possible, but I think they might introduce the map device later in the game, like later in the game's development. Like we have to rebuild the map device, but that's so I think there's no map device. But that's a spicy one, so you can veto that if you want. I get it.
I will put this one in like the void zone, and once we feel like the 5x5, we're gonna grab some from the void zone, and
okay, all right.
That's some extra spice. Let's see. I have another spicy one for you. Cool. This one will get you excited, because I think if I'm super excited, I cannot wait. But if we actually see this thing, it's gonna be like absolutely ridiculous.
Okay,
but
go.
What if we actually get cross ascendancies, like dual classes?
Dual specs, yeah.
Because we are going to see ascendancies. But what about if we actually get, like, for example, travel nodes are gone. So just the main nodes, and we have 3 points for the main ascendancy and just 1 point for a secondary ascendancy. How much fun could that be?
Dude, you know what? Okay, so I agree with you. I think it could be amazing. I couldn't think out how it could work in my head, because a friend of mine's designing a game and he has dual specialization in his game. And it got me thinking the same thing about PoE. Like, what if they ever did dual specs? And maybe that's the thing that could be... I think there'll be some new flashy thing for ascendancies that we're not expecting in terms of the structure of them. So dual specs is an interesting one. Yeah, maybe. Like, maybe essentially you get the forbidden flesh and flame effect as your last point, right? So you can go across any of the 3 ascendancies for that last point. Maybe. It would open up a lot of the question is, I don't really want to I can't get deep into it because it's like a whole other topic. You could talk about this for ages, but the question is, would that open up diversity or shut it down? Because then you might end up with people always taking one node from a specific class, but no one wants that as their main class. Do you know what I mean?
Like Shape of Fire, for example.
Exactly. Yeah. You end up with these like tropes. So I don't know whether that's a good idea or not, but that's a wild one. Yeah. Okay. That can sit in the void then as well, and we'll see if that comes.
Maybe we don't see an actual labyrinth or like that, and we actually see, like, for example, this quest. For example, when you do the how it is called, the quest from the map device for the people that farm, for example, the essences. You have like the Nico quest, or no, the Einhard, the memories. So instead of having like an actual place, we have like memories of our class, and we just do some missions in maps, and we get the ascendancy that way.
Maybe that's going pretty wild. Okay, so I'll pick up where you've left off with that.
Okay.
And we're riffing here. Okay, pick up where you left off with that. I think I keep calling them Einhar memories. Atlas memories are going to be coming back, but in a very different way. I think unique maps are going to become. We're going to get unique maps 2.0, and that is going to be like longer form content. So we're going to get essentially a unique map overhaul, or 2.0 is what I would call it. I think that's a very, very good opportunity for them. That was like an unexplored design space in PoE 1, I think.
I think they already talk about this one, that they feel like the maps were not actually unique.
Yeah. Yeah, the unique maps, and they had no real depth or story. There was just like, there was enough there to give you unique crafts. They basically used them as that, right? As a siloed crafting thing. But yeah, no,
So
that's...
I think we can at least say like, okay, map overhaul, and this will like... No?
Too broad, man. That's too broad. Of course it's going to be a map overhaul.
Yeah.
I think unique maps is a good one.
Okay.
You can always take it out, okay? So we've got to quick fire these, man. You got a quick fire. We've got 25 to get through.
Okay. Stash tab overhaul, do you think that that's possible?
Yes, I do think, and I think the way it will work, this is my thought, and I thought you might like this one, is I think we're going to get a currency, everyone's going to get a currency stash by default. So I think we'll have one currency stash by default. As well as like, you know, 3 other standard stashes or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna do the vendor stash and how they're gonna link to the website. And this is something that is also here, which is, are we gonna get information about APIs or web trade, path of building, or any other, for example, filter blade, that kind of stuff?
Nah, they won't talk about it. It's too small fry. People, it will confuse. There's going to be a lot of new eyes on this live stream, and I think it will confuse a lot of people if they start talking about third party.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But I do think I think there'll be a stash overhaul. I guess you could include that as like an MTX overhaul. We know they're going to probably have a different version of the shop, and the shop might be a lot more impressive. Because I mean, say what you want about D4's micro sort of pricing, which is a bit of a joke. Their shop experience, the UI is fantastic. It makes PoE's shop experience feel bad. So yeah, maybe an MTX shop reveal. I think it would be a good shout. Okay, one thing I think we're definitely going to get is I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. I think Chris is going to make.
Wait, I think we're gonna get a hi. I'm Jonathan from Grinding Gear Games.
I don't know. I think Chris has got to make an appearance. It's a big event, and I think we know Jonathan. That's a given. You know, that's a freebie. Jonathan's going to be there, and he's going to say that. But I think Chris coming back is a big deal.
Okay, so it's like passing the baton. Like, here you have it. Like, I'm Chris Wilson. I'm gonna say goodbye, and Jonathan came in.
No, not saying goodbye. He's already done that. I think it's like in terms of handing the baton to Jonathan. I think it's more just showing that he's still involved, because there's been a lot of people love him, and he's like, people want to know that he's still in the office, just steering the game. And Jonathan says as much. Jonathan says, hey, like, yeah, I go to Chris all the time with things, so to help him make big decisions, like the item rarity thing. So yeah, I think Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games is a given. That's a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna show you another one that is not a given.
Okay.
What about if we get, for example, I have some juicy ones here. Do you want like very unique ideas or broad, like obvious ones?
Somewhere in the middle, right? They got to be specific enough that they're not obvious, but not so crazy that they're possible. So.
What about this one?
That. I can't see. Druid sneak peek. Druid sneak. Yeah.
I think they are not gonna show everything. I think they're gonna show like 10 seconds at the end. We are working on the druid and show like 2 or 3 different shape-shifting abilities, and it's not gonna be on release, but it's gonna be like a month away, something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna go even crazier, and this is based off of the teaser that they just released today, like the teaser, where one of the frames showed the gallows with the character selection screen, and there were 6 characters there, and that included the Marauder, the Duelist, and the Shadow, as well as the Witch, the Sorceress. And the Warrior wasn't there because the Marauder was in their place.
The Ranger? The Ranger?
And the Ranger, yeah, and the Mercenary. So the mercenary wasn't there because the duelist was there. So I think they're gonna either reveal that in early access we are gonna have the shadow duelist and marauder, because why would they be there otherwise? Or they're gonna do a good showcase of those three. So I would go further, that I would put it as simply as we will have more classes than we expect available.
Extra class for early access.
Exactly. Yeah. We're gonna get extra classes that we didn't expect. That's my theory.
Okay. One more. Do you think that we are gonna get a surprise and get another damage type?
No, absolutely not.
No? No holy damage type?
No holy damage. Nothing like that, I don't think.
Do you think that we are gonna get a 4 co-op play style?
Oh, like group content?
No, actually 4 people co-op in the same console or PC? Like extend the 2 co-op to 4?
No. The reason I say that is because of the amount of UI work I think would be needed.
Yeah, like for example, for the normal UI, it's not a problem, but once they all want to get to the inventory and the passive tree, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, and then they'd have to do that across console and PC as well. They'd have to have different versions for it, so it's like another 2 entire UI.
You convince me.
It's a great idea. I think it would be cool. I'd say one thing I think we'll get an easy one, maybe not an easy one, but I think is like a nice one is I think we're gonna get a group studio photo. Like they're gonna somehow gonna show the whole team, like, hey, we did it, you know?
That's gonna happen. Like
group studio moment, I think, or something.
Team photo.
Yeah. Something like that, I think.
That's gonna happen 100%. Like these people have been working in the backlines for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. How long? 5 years, right? 2019.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah, at least 5 years. Yeah.
Okay.
6.
What if we actually get? I'm gonna go fast now. Okay.
Yeah.
What if we actually get? Like Jonathan is like, okay, and now we're gonna have an additional act per 2 weeks, or maybe they're gonna say like, okay, this is gonna run for all December, and the 1st of January you're gonna get the 4th act, and then the 5th act, and we got like a schedule for the acts.
Yeah, I think there'll be a roadmap. Yeah, I don't know what the times will, but they're gonna show us a roadmap for early access, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Well, this one is pretty obvious, but I'm gonna put it here. But more uniques.
Yeah,
Do you think that we're gonna get more uniques, right?
Cases. Yeah, I think we'll get. I think we will see. I would almost like go further, and I would say I think we'll see one of the chases. So we'll see a headhunter.
Yeah.
Or we'll see like shavs or something. We're gonna see a chase item. I think.
That's way more interesting. Okay, T0 unique.
Chase unique, like
chase. Is chase?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Chase, yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got another one that I'm really going deep on this one. I've been talking about it for a long time. I think we're gonna get a settlers style hideouts.
Okay, I put it here like that will be like a hideout revamp, right? Like
yeah. With like settlers specific, I think there'll be, I don't know, hideout revamp is fine. I guess it covers it. I would tick that off if it came up. The game we've always wanted to make. Cinematics. I think we're gonna see a cinematic and have cinematics confirmed in the game. Yeah, so probably just cinematics, I think, would be, cover it.
And what about guilds? Information about guilds?
That's an interesting one.
I think Jonathan said one time in an interview that is something that they will be working on, but not on release. That was something that people were asking, but not like a priority for them.
Yeah, I think it's such a low, because of the nature of the game. I don't think guilds have a huge. I think they'll be there, but I don't think they'll make a point of it in the showcase. Personally.
And what about, for
I'm
example,
so excited.
I cannot wait. Do you think that we're gonna get like the divination card rework now that people have received divination cards?
Yeah, we're definitely. I mean, that's virtually confirmed, right? We're definitely going to have div cards in the game. So, but then there's no point putting it on the card. It's a freebie, right?
Well, not really, because we don't know how it works. Honestly, it's gonna drop from. We're gonna get divination cards, but we don't know in what way. Are they gonna drop from monsters? Are we gonna vendor them?
Yeah. Div card showcase or something, div card update or so. Yeah. I think that could be good, and I think it would be a really cool way. I wouldn't be surprised if they've tried to do something more with it in terms of solo farming things, and it's tied into like the types of maps you do, like it is, because the most recent iteration in PoE 1 with Settlers, 325 was they've really updated. They've made it very visible what cards you get. You can transfer cards, using the name Lucia. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that's a great shout, mate, actually. Okay, what about... I think we're going to get shown the item trading system. The item trading with gold, like the buyout system. I think that's going to be... Like, they're going to show... Hey, we're implementing it and it's experimental and we don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it.
Do you mean like buying things from the NPC shops with gold?
No, buying out items, like Jonathan had talked about in the interviews a while back, like between players. So you spend gold. The way if you like can't remember exactly what he said, essentially the system would work like a. You spend gold to list items on the item trade site, and then you can just buy out those items for a price. You don't have to deal with, essentially it's like a courier service.
Yeah, I remember an interview where he talked about having like this asynchronous shop for very specific items. No, the other way around, for general items. But once, if you really want a certain item, like, okay, I want these mods with that mod, I'm gonna go to the website, which is the better version to search for something. For example, rares.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think you'll have more filter options out on the web interface probably. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a button in game that opened up the web page, or they used it as like an iframe, like an actual like web interface iframe. Because they're so well integrated, the system is so tightly integrated, like, and it works so well. So that wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, some kind of like the item trading system. I guess we could call it that, item trading system, would be how I would describe it. Because the trading with gold, like we know, right? Music OST showcase. Yeah, that would be cool.
I think we're gonna get like a shout out to the team designing the actual sounds for the monsters and the soundtrack.
Yeah.
That will be really good because the soundtrack for Path of Exile is amazing. I still want my original fucking Lionel's Watch soundtrack. I miss that so fucking much.
I can't remember it.
You don't remember the old one?
No, I can't remember how it's changed. I didn't even know it's changed.
I cannot put it. I cannot show it here because it's gonna get copy strike because even Path of Exile got copy strike by that. But
that's why. Okay.
Yeah, they when they were making the game, they actually like paid the for copyright for a year, 2 years, 5 years, I don't know. But then it ends. The game was incredibly successful, and they didn't thought that it's gonna be that way. So, and the guy, I think, didn't want to, I can't remember what happened, because they could actually pay a little bit more and extend like the copyright use, but they just went and did their own stuff, so they have more freedom.
Okay, yeah, we'll just do it ourselves. Love it.
Yeah, but it was pretty amazing.
ExileCon 2025.
Oh,
That's going to be announced.
Okay.
I feel confident we're going to get an ExileCon 2025 announcement. Like more information to be revealed, but it'll be like, it'll be like mentioned or whatever, and that's when they'll launch the game officially, I think.
Okay.
That'll be 1.0.
What else? What else?
We're going to early acts as well. I think there's going to be more content in the early acts than we've seen in the demos. So I think there's going to be extra stuff that like even the game testers and people that have gone to like test events and stuff haven't seen. That's my theory.
What about that?
Added stuff to acts. Yeah, new spice. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, what was you going to say? What was yours?
I was going to say this is like a weird one, but what if we actually get utility from the pets? And so they don't fall into like some weird MTX pay-to-win shit. During the acts, we actually get at least one pet from an NPC or something like that, and the pet actually have like a use outside of just walking around with you.
Oh, dude, I think they won't do that, and my reason for that is, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure, obviously, but like, and I could see what the argument for it, but I think they will think it feels too Eastern, probably, and it feels too pay to win and mobile games and like all the stuff that they desperately want to avoid. That's my thinking, but I don't know. Why do you think they will do it?
I don't know. I don't see a world where the pet like picks up things from the floor like the Chinese version. I don't think that is happening. Like never.
So what would it do?
But I don't know, but I think that having like an NPC that follows you all the time should be like an extra mechanic or something that could help you out. Not like an aura bot. I don't know. Maybe
they're called minions, Mako.
Fuck. I don't know. I just think that it's a mechanic that is inside the game already, and it could be like have extra stuff. But I'm scared of actually making pay to win or like an extra chore.
Dude, I think that is way less likely than cross ascendancies. And I already think like dual spec is a wild idea. So like, I think that's way out there. But you get one. Like we should both have one that we can just put on if we want to. But
no. Mine is cross ascendancy. That's a weird one. This is just.
Okay.
What else? So you said before alternative leveling options, right? I don't see nothing here about. I don't see here, for example, old leagues.
Old leagues. Oh yeah. I think we're gonna get confirmed 3 old leagues that will be in the game.
Well, we have ritual. We have.
We don't know that we have ritual. We know that there's an area in the campaign that has a ritual style thing in it, but we don't know if we're gonna get like actual ritual as an end game system.
You think it's just like an area thing and not an actual mechanic throughout the game?
This might be me hoping, because I think ritual's one of the most underdeveloped mechanics in PoE 1. Like I think it's really good, and I love the whole like gamble style thing. I actually play ritual quite often in my trees, in my atlas, but I think it's just super underdeveloped. I don't think it's like interesting at all. So unless we get Ritual 2.0, but yeah, I think I put it this way. Then I think we're gonna get at least 2 new league confirms.
Okay, 2 new leagues.
Yeah, like mechanics that comebacks or whatever. Yeah, I think.
I'm trying to be more specific, so it's
exactly.
harder to get.
2 new league from PoE1. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not cheating. I think.
Go on.
I think we're gonna get information or something about the new types of weapons, like the flail, like the traps. We haven't heard anything about traps, but
yeah. I think that's a great shout, actually, mate. Yeah.
Flames, traps. What else?
Well, we haven't really seen focuses. We haven't seen any focuses. That was mentioned that it's going to be in the game.
That was intended for
weapons. I think they'll show all weapons, basically. Like, there'll be something for all weapons, I think. Okay, what about... I think they might give anyone who... I think they'll make a point to say we're going to give everyone a gift because of the delays, and like as a thank you for being patient with us. Anyone who... Like the poor supporter pack, I think there's going to be something in there from like $30 upwards that's like extra points or like something and I think that basically the thing is they'll say like sorry for the delay.
Can you imagine like having a game $30 or here it's gonna be like 35 euros I think, and actually getting extra points? That would be quite nice.
Yeah, I think they might do that for early access, but that's very generous. That could be a stupid business thing as well. So I'm open to being wrong.
This is a hot take, but I think they should have put the game with $60.
Yeah, maybe. But it's a free-to-play game. You got to remember. So like, I think they'll make more money by having $30 as a base than they would if they only had 60.
Well, but at the same time, people pay $60 for shitty games, and this is a good game, so...
But then what you're doing is lowering the entrance point for then people to become lifetime customers. So you're gaining more customers who will then probably spend hundreds of dollars over that as a lifetime value. So I think...
And also psychologically, if you spend little money and you feel like you spend little money, you will be more eager to spend more money in the future because you feel like, okay, I spend nothing, so maybe give someone else, and then you like start spending a lot of money.
As an example for me, like throughout all of my time doing like YouTube and stuff over this year, like since January, I've made almost exactly $240, right? So it's not much, like obviously for the amount of hours put in, but it's like, but I so badly, I'm giving all of this to GGG. Like the first $480 I make like from this whole like content thing is going straight to GGG. I'm going to buy that.
So you're going to buy the super pack.
Yeah, 100% because it wouldn't be possible without them, and I wouldn't have the game I love without them. And I think to your point of what you're saying, like I'm an example of that. I think there's loads of people that are examples of that will you feel like they've given you more than you've given them, so you want to give it back at some point, you know.
Obviously, I wouldn't pay like $5,000 for Path of Exile, but I've been playing this game for 8 years, and I can't remember a single game that I spent so much time and giving me so much gratification and fun that this game. And I feel like if they want to charge me like 500 euros or 1,000 euros to have 8 more years, that will seem like a good deal for me.
Exactly.
Obviously, I can afford that, but I think the back per... How do I say this? The back that you pay for each point of fun is super worth it.
Oh yeah. Like the cost per hour of enjoyable gameplay is incredibly low. Yeah, for sure. Okay, how many we got left? We got six left.
Oh right, I have another one here. Okay. I'm gonna just lock this in.
Good.
This is my wild card. I'm hoping it's true. I want it to be true so bad.
We should put all of the crazy ones on the top row. And then if we get that row, then we're like, oh, that's wild. That's the chance of that.
That's the golden row. Okay. What was the other weird one? Trading with gold.
Okay, I think we'll get a line. This is like a silly one, but I think they will say some sort of very close variation of, this is the game we've always wanted to make. They're going to say that line because they said something similar in the teaser. And I think it's true. It's like, this is the D2. This is like D3 in their mind from 20 years ago. And I think this is finally in Jonathan's mind, certainly, I imagine that this is like what he's been fighting for. I think we're going to see an ascendancy from every one of the early access classes.
An ascendancy, well, that one is already covered, right? No, only ascendancies is covered.
Yeah, so I think I think we'll see an ascendancy from every one of the. I don't think they'll go into all of them. I think they'll show us like two and like maybe show us what two can do, but they'll name like all six. I'm saying six because I think there's going to be 6 classes, but.
Do you think that we're going to get one ascendancy or 2?
One.
The one in the portraits, right? Behind Mark?
Yeah. I think there's going to be one per class to begin with. And I think on the roadmap, it'll be like ascendancy, second ascendancies revealed, or whatever in like 2 months or. But so I actually think ascendancy is going to be one of the hardest things for them to do.
I don't know if they're going to do just one. I feel like it will feel kind of bad not having the option. Like the whole deal of the ascendancy is not only that you are getting stronger and ascending, but also like the pathing that is like bifurcating in front of you, and you have to pick your path.
Yeah. Okay. So if we went really crazy, this is like getting into hopium territory. But if we said, okay, there's 2 ascendancies per playable class, right? Then if that's the case, I think they're going to have to include Act 4. And I think Act 4 will then be in the game because we know we get our ascendancies in like 2, 3, and 4, right? Like in Acts 2, 3, 4 is the idea. So unless they like jerry-rigged it for early access and just give you the extra points or something.
Is it confirmed that it's only 3 acts by GGG? Or it's only the people that are saying it's only 3 acts? I don't remember them saying.
Said multiple times it's going to be 3 acts. Yeah, like in the interview in PC Gamer, they said there'll be 3 acts available. So I think it'll be. I actually think I think what they'll say is, because of the delays, we actually got some extra time and we finished Act 4. And Act
4 coming! It's gonna. Okay, guys, let's not. Let's not say that there is an Act 4. We said it was only 3 acts, but we are gonna cook this month an Act 4 to surprise them.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be. Honestly,
I think that could be the case. Or they'll say or within a month or within 2 weeks or something.
The actual delay was because of server database and that kind of stuff. And people working on the game, on designing leaks or whatever, are not working on that. So they're gonna keep working.
Exactly.
On what? That's the question.
Yeah, on the acts, right? Like, well, maybe on Endgame. They obviously had a flask reworked like that. So we're likely gonna see the 2 flask system that was talked about, 2 flasks and a trinket. So I think that might be a good last one actually, is like we'll get a trinket showcase Like, what the hell is a trinket? Or just flask and trinkets. Yeah, I think that's a good last spot, actually.
That flask change came out of nowhere. I didn't thought that we are gonna get like a rework so far and so close into the early access.
Thank God as well. Thank God, because I think it's one of the systems that everyone was worried about. It's so much better if we just have two. I think immediately, I don't know how it's going to feel, but just two buttons, you know?
And now that we are actually able to use ASDW, like we need to have fingers left to click on those. It was way too click intensive, the previous one.
I think it's supposed to be automatic, apparently, based on the article. So we're going to have some kind of automatic utility flask, essentially, like
we have now with...
Or 2 or 3.
But it's going to work like we have now the instilling orbs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Based on specific triggers and stuff, and like when you take a savage blow, it might be things like that, or it might be when you're frozen, this will trigger, and so the way it works is that it's not like interesting in that way, but it's just you decide which trinkets you have, and you only have a certain number of charges. It takes an amount of time to charge. So if you run into a pack and get frozen 6 times, well, you're still going to get frozen, right? If you get frozen once because you're playing carefully and you just got caught, then it'll be fine.
That will mean that now we are not... That will mean that now maybe we don't get like unique flasks and we get unique trinkets instead.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So in my latest video, I did like a PC gamer video talking about the article, and I like just designed like a trinket. Like, what would a chase trinket look like? You know, like old Taste of Hate or Progenesis, or you know, like these kind of amazing flasks that everyone's like, you know, many divs. Or Exile.
Maybe we'll still have like the life and mana uniques. I remember back in the day, for example, on like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, I remember that Surface, the flask, was extremely expensive. I think it was like 24 exalted back in the day. It was super expensive. And now it's useless. That flask is useless.
It's a 1 alch. Yeah. That's it, man. All right, we've got a bingo card. Sick. I'm gonna I'm gonna chuck this into. I'm gonna put a video out in a bit, and I'll chuck this in there. And I think this is good. It looks good.
Bro, we are 4 hours away. I cannot fucking wait.
Less than, yeah.
And tomorrow we're gonna get like 5 million news in all channels, in Reddit. We're gonna be like theory crafting shit. Like, of Meta Michael is gonna be, this one and that one. It's gonna be so much fun.
I'm gonna join Try and Dreamcore. We're gonna have do the Still Same podcast again, new episode, and obviously we're gonna have a lot to talk about. So somehow between now and between the live stream, I've got to try and actually get some sleep, and then let it all marinate. Hopefully, I'll be having dreams about like the map device that I didn't think would be there.
So thank you, Silver, for coming, and we are only 4 hours away, and it's gonna be a blast. So thank you again, and we're gonna see you very soon.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited. Obviously, I'll be with you and everyone else, sitting, watching. You know, jaw on the floor. I'm sure. It's hard not to get too excited, obviously, and I definitely am going to take a moment beforehand, like I think we all should, of just going like, set your expectations low, and then try and calm yourself down, and then you're always pleasantly surprised. So
I think we have the expectations here, and it's gonna be like the stream from today. I'm 100% sure. So everyone, just tomorrow tune to the same podcast that Silver is gonna do with Try and Dreamcore. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And just to close things up, so you know, once Path of Exile 2 comes up, I'm gonna do like streaming every single day, every single hour. I'm actually planning to leave the stream recording and just go to sleep and put like a like a box. I'm sleeping. I'll be right back or something like that. So,
No way.
so I'm gonna do like I don't know how many hours I can do, but I'm gonna stream Path of Exile 2 all the way until I think the 18th of December every single day. So this is pretty much it, and we'll see you again in 3 hours when I start the stream, and we'll be getting ready for the announcement. Okay, see you in the next one. Thank you, Silver, for coming. Un abrazo. Ciao.